During yesterday's LLM talk, there was a question or a few questions about running LLMs locally. And I'm going to give a larger presentations about how we use LLMs in Glamorous Toolkit later this week. But I did want to talk a little bit about local models. We have an adapter for something called Ollama, which is an application that you can download, and it allows you to manage and run local LLMs. So at the very basic level, you have a client. And it allows you to pull in models. In this case, let me pull in Llama 3. I already had it on my machine, so it went really fast. I can list all the models that I have installed locally, and then I can use them to actually generate some sort of chats or messages. So in this case, I sent so I told it through a system message that it's a helpful assistant. Then I ask it how it is, and this is the answer. Right? So this is the very basic level. You have the API client. Then from there, what you can do is you can actually get a chat. You can send messages to that chat. It's kind of the same thing, but it is a different abstraction. So I can send a message to that chat, and then it answers, right? In this case, it tells me how to find my lost keys. Now, that's good, that's interesting, but it doesn't give me any, it doesn't give me any insight when coding, right? So what we did was we added custom instructions. You saw that earlier, maybe if you were at Andre's talk, he did the whole thing with OpenAI. We can also do this same thing, beautiful. You can do the same thing with Ollama. So you can ask it to write a snippet, right? And hopefully it will understand that what that means is that we want Smalltalk code. So it's going to think for a while, and hopefully come back and divide 5 by 3. And so we can do the same thing with this as we did with OpenAI, but this is all local. This is all running on my machine. There's no API involved. It also allows you to generate the embeddings with the embedding model locally. So this is something that for the resource, the RAG, the resource augmented generation, you can do the same thing. You can ask it to generate embeddings for you. It will do that. You get a whole lot of floats back, and then you can use those. So that's kind of nice because you don't have to pay OpenAI for your embeddings. Now, something else that it supports that's kind of cool is model files. Model files are a little bit like Docker files, but they describe a model. So in this case, I say from the Llama 3 model, I want to change the system message, and then I also give it example messages of what a conversation could look like. There are many other things that you can do in a model file. This is just an example. I can then create the model. Goes pretty well. And then I can chat with the model. And I'm just going to ask it who it is. I told the model to behave like Super Mario, so let's see whether it does. It's a me Mario, it does. So that's how you can customize a model really simply and make your own. That's what we use for the tutor in Ollama. In OpenAI, it's a little bit different, but in Ollama, you can do this. It's very simple. You can play around with this. A lot of this is not necessarily GT specific. The views are, but a lot of the underlying infrastructure you can use in Pharo as well. That's it.